name is Amy Thomas, and this is my major project on interactive video conferencing. The date is June 21st, 2015. What is interactive video conferencing? IVC for short is live two-way audio and full motion two-way video communication via computer network or digital phone between or among sites in different physical locations. Now, how to get started if you want to play around with interactive video conferencing in the classroom, you will need audio-visual equipment such as a camera, microphone, and speaker, of course, a computer, and transmitting technology like a network, ISDN line, and satellite. And you will need conferencing software. One of the first conferencing software out there was Cornell University's CUC-Me, which can operate over the internet and is free. And I supplied the URL for that website. Another conference software is Apple's QuickTime Conferencing. Video conferencing software can range from $99 to $550 per unit. There's a picture below that has all of the different kinds of video conferencing software out there. You may have heard of Skype. That is one program available. Things to avoid with interactive video conferencing. Talking heads, which is just a picture of a person speaking. You're going to want to include physical actions, mini movies, signs, pictures, graphs in your interactive video conference. The whole point is to have an active classroom. Another thing to avoid is simple information exchanges. For example, if a student simply gives a state's information, such as Florida's population, to the other classes, no new information has been exchanged. Anyone could find the same information in a book. Help the students show a new perspective, solve real-life problems. One-way exchanges. In video conferences, all students should be active participants. Try setting the students up in groups, and each group give a mini presentation and ask at least 2 questions about the other presentations. Some benefits of interactive video conferencing are: you can take a field trip without even leaving the classroom. Schools are finding it more and more difficult and expensive to take their students on physical field trips. The second benefit of interactive video conferencing is classroom-to-classroom collaborations. Perhaps you are a teacher who is looking for another classroom in another school district. You can collaborate with another state or even country to partner with on a collaborative project with your students. Interactive video conferencing can provide you with unique opportunities for your students to work with peers around the world on topics across the curriculum. You can also have access to experts. You can bring expert speakers into your classroom for your students. With video conferencing, your students can interact with marine biologists, judges, scientists, authors, engineers, historians, and others. Just think of the possibilities for exchanging your students with speakers from just about any field. This is a picture of a classroom that is talking to an expert or on a field trip. And I have a quote below um, of all the possibilities of interactive student learning. Today, students at Alta Vista Elementary School in Sarasota, Florida are sitting in their classroom and controlling an ROV camera in a shark tank at Mote Marine Laboratory across town. Students in New York are interviewing a Pearl Harbor survivor at the Arizona Memorial Museum in Hawaii. Students in a one-room schoolhouse in rural Alaska are taking part in the 400th anniversary celebration of Jamestown, Virginia, by connecting to the Mariners Museum, which sites on the James River just a few miles from this historic site. Some tips on getting started with interactive video conferencing. For one, you want to have a clear purpose. The students should be very clear on their goals for the video conference so that they have plenty of time to prepare. You want to make it personal. You want to have the students introduce each class or group at the beginning of the conference. Ask each individual to introduce him or herself before asking a question. And direct questions or comments to specific individuals or groups. Another tip is keeping it short. For beginners, you would just want to start with a 5-minute conference just to get all of the groups used to it. And keeping it small. You want to limit the number of different schools or classes for the video conference. Try at least 3 groups so that there is a greater variety of opinions, but do not include so many that there is chaos. The software See You See Me allows for a maximum of 8 classes. A few more tips. Prepare your students. Your students need to practice their arguments, have all the videos ready, have their text signs ready, have all their props ready. Think through how their body will communicate information. Have the students prepare a storyboard of exactly what they will present, what visuals and sounds the other classes will see and hear, and in what order. And use effective visuals. Use a variety of signs and images to keep the video conference interesting and educational. Be sure that the visuals chosen communicate effectively. Help students to establish guidelines so they can select effective visuals. For example, the guidelines may say that each visual needs to have a definite message and easy to read. Some bullet points on the reflection paper that I wrote while researching interactive video conferencing. For one, when I first thought of IVC, I first thought of businesses that would conduct meetings with other associates who could not make it or were out of town. I would definitely use interactive video conferencing in a classroom. For example, I would assign the students to a project that another school in a different state would work on. And once the students complete their presentation, the students can ask questions to the other students about anything concerned with the project. I think that the students would enjoy asking other students who are their age questions about the same project that they're working on, rather than asking the student or the teacher as they usually do. And another way I would use IVC in the classroom is with interactive field trips. While researching, I found a lot of interesting things that would be great for a classroom on the Minnesota Educational Technology Networks, which offers several options such as the Minnesota Zoo, Great Lakes Aquarium, and the Minnesota History Center. and this is my works cited page for my major project. Thank you.